This is what Trump wants. Disruption, confusion, fear, uncertainty. And goddamn, he's doing a good job, isn't he? Executive order after executive order issued by this orange lump of human waste is causing confusion and uncertainty and fear, dislocation, disruption, all of it. This is what a dictator does as he is consolidating power. Keep everybody completely off balance. Meantime, the son of a bitch is using the Justice Department and public health system, everything he can get his tiny little fucking hands on. He's twisting it and bending it and shaping it into something that only he can manipulate. Congress is not worth a fuck right now. Nothing. And I'm talking about the Republicans who control it. Neither house is worth shit. None of these Republicans are going to do anything to stop this son of a bitch. Look at the confirmation of this rapist drunk Hegseth to run the U.S. military. What did I say yesterday? It's become a confederacy of rapists and dunces and assholes and criminals. That's what is running this country now. And Trump, with his lies and his bullshit, he said late Monday that he had ordered the military. He put this on Truth Social, his little toy bullshit platform. This is what he posted, quote, "The United States military just entered the great state of California and under emergency powers turned on the water flowing abundantly from the Pacific Northwest and beyond. The days of putting a fake environment argument over people are over. Enjoy the water, California." End quote. California Department of Water Resources and the governor immediately pointed out this was a fucking lie and bullshit while Trump went back to the golf course. A statement was issued that said the military did not enter California. But see, Trump doesn't give a fuck because he knows now, he knows that the dumb bastards who voted for him, all of you crazy son of a bitches who voted for him, I'm not talking about you miserable fuckers who withheld your vote because, well, you just didn't like Joe Biden. But the people who voted for Trump, they're going to get this statement because, they cluster around his toy platform. And they're going to see that. Oh, well, there he did. He sent the military into California. Oh, good. Well, that's over. Jesus Christ. What really happened, the California Department of Water Resources said that the federal government, not the military, quote, restarted federal water pumps after they were offline for maintenance for 3 days. State water supplies in Southern California remain plentiful, end quote. It's just fucking outrageous, the things this orange son of a bitch says. But remember, disruption, confusion, division. This is what a dictator does. Put all kinds, the fire hose of lies and deceit and misinformation and bullshit. Just keep it pumping. In the meantime, Kash Patel, that rotten fucker, is about to be confirmed as head of the FBI. And the drunk rapist Hegseth is now the head of the military? Jesus fucking Christ. But it's going to continue. And that bullshit statement from Trump came after he toured the areas that were burned to dust on Friday. And then he signed one of his toy executive orders that said federal officials had to deliver more water to Southern California even if it meant, quote, overriding state and local officials, end quote. Where are all these Christian fuckers who pose as representatives and senators who have been screeching for 50, 60, 70 years about states' rights? You phony bastard Jew. What about states' rights here? Oh, wait, I forgot. This is California. It's where all the queers live, right? You assholes. In a section of his executive order, this is not shit that Trump writes. This comes from Project 2025. But he signs it. But the order tasks the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation, which is a national agency, to go ahead and deliver more water through the Central Valley Project, which is a network of dams and canals and other infrastructure. You know, Los Angeles shouldn't exist anyway. I love Los Angeles. I was just there. I'm not trying to be an asshole. But Los Angeles would never have been more than a small town were it not for the chicanery and duplicity and criminal activity by the powers that be in early Los Angeles back in the 30s and 40s, who redirected water from the north into the south. That's a whole different story. And this order that he signed, that he had no idea what the fuck it said, but it also directed the White House. He signed an order that directs himself to see whether he could attach conditions on federal aid to force California to cooperate. Federal aid being emergency aid when a disaster hits. Oh, Christ. Boy. Trump, of course, who hates California because people there don't give a fuck about him. Oh, there's certain pockets that elect these morons and sons of bitches to the legislative branch, which is now totally immobilized. It's a rubber stamp organization now, the House and the Senate. But Trump hates Los Angeles because, the real power in the creative parts of California, whether it's Hollywood or whatever it is, they see him for what he is, a fucking phony, a nothing, a dumb, senile, 78-year-old son of a bitch. And he doesn't like the governor there, Gavin Newsom, because Gavin Newsom is young, tall, slim, handsome, strong, exercises, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. And when I saw him meet on the tarmac the other day, where Newsom just walked up to this son of a bitch and took his hand and shook his hand, at first I wanted to say, what the hell are you doing, Governor? But then I thought, no, this is a perfect picture of Newsom getting right up in Trump's face, like, fuck you, you orange son of a bitch. You think you're going to intimidate me? And there stood Newsom in jeans and a jacket. The only thing I didn't like is when he leaned over and kissed Trump's, hopefully soon-to-be widow. Jesus Christ. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. The Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.